I'm making sure, there we go, because I'm not a Zoom lover. Thank you everybody for, moving along here with the tech difficulties, because we're having, I'd say, a global crisis, which is, but the impact on the individual right now, as most of us find ourselves in quarantine and impacted with our kids home, if you have children, and not at work in the way that you're used to, and just, I find generally life feels very difficult. And at the same time, the things that are inconvenient for us here in Canada and where you guys are in the States is really how most folks find themselves in some, like most of the world population are used to grocery stores being empty, or gross inconveniences to their day. So it's a reminder of how lucky we are here in North America. And I want to thank everybody for joining us live here, and we will be streaming this later in Facebook, because Zoom and Facebook, everything's so bogged down with folks working from home and more people, surfing the web at times that they would normally be at their out of the home job. So hi from Norway. If anyone wants to find the chat box, you can also talk with us there. I sometimes find it, sometimes I don't, because I do not a lot on Zoom. So this is a really exciting day for us. We do this twice a year. We do it in the spring and we do it in the fall. And the scholarships, the process of reading everyone's applications and having so many folks join our community is like so exciting for all the bebo babes here. And some of you might have heard why we started this, but we firmly believe that education is power, especially for women. And we encourage people after this to go check out our definition on our homepage so you can see how we define women, because it's a really inclusive set of folks that would be included in that. There's so many barriers for achieving financial stability, especially when you're responsible for dependents, which is pretty much all of our applicants. And we want to take away those barriers here at bebo Mia Inc. and offer opportunities for people to have their own businesses, because we believe this is going to be a source of that change that we're wanting to see in the world. So this session of applicants had so much depth to the answers, and this is every year we talk about what we notice different around the applications. And as a committee, we felt this like passion and drive, which was so strong. And there was still the constant theme of violence against women, violence at the hands of people in roles that we expect and are often pressured to trust. So our parents, family members, husbands, boyfriends, doctors, and care providers. And it seems to be sadly unwavering. However, there was so much hope and desire to change these systems among the folks who applied for the program this session. So it felt like really hopeful, even though a lot of the stories, they're just unbelievably heartbreaking. And we're so grateful for the vulnerability for people who are choosing to share that with us. Again, like in previous sessions, the number of single parents was absolutely staggering. So a lot of these mothers are raising their children without support from the other parent, whether it be financial or time, like physical labor, mental load. They're experiencing houselessness. They're living in poverty. They're working 2, 3, and 4 jobs to keep their heads above water. Working in the home, out of the home for a staggering number of hours. That seemed to be like, I just kept thinking, when do you find time to sleep? And this is where community can help so much. So we can lean on one another. This is where we can share that mental load, if not the physical, with folks within your own physical community. And this is where you can have a place to do something that's for you. And that was something that we're really honored to provide at bebo Mia. So we need to stand beside each other. We need to brace our community while we can use our voices together to state our needs. We've got you here in our community, and we're so excited about the winners of this year's scholarships. As I said, the lived experience among the winners is incredible. The possibilities are amazing. What everybody has planned for their careers and their family and their community is exciting and so inspiring to all of us. We cannot wait to watch you grow and use this education to support and guide in achieving your dreams. Before we get to the winners, on behalf of Natasha and I, Natasha's in another COVID fiasco with a handful of littles, so I'm taking over here. And we want to give so much love to the people that helped make us happen, to our committee, Joss, Meridian, Meg, Kelly, Alana, as well as Natasha and I. And we have our sponsors. So one of our amazing sponsors of the 2020 scholarships, first we have Olivia Scobie, and she's been our corporate sponsor for 5 sessions in a row, which is amazing. And we also have an additional surprise for the winner of the Olivia Scobie scholarship. And then this year we have a new sponsor, these lovely ladies who are with us. So we have Black Women Birthing Justice, and we are thrilled to have the additional scholarship. So we have Dr. Saida Pepra and Linda Jones, and they are calling all the way from California. And they'll introduce themselves in just 1 second. And then Bebo Mia, we're offering 8 additional scholarships this session, which were still so hard to pick from our top 20, because the applications were just so moving. And I know that I bet Saida and Linda had the same experience because they had to read all the Black women birthing justice applicants. So again, we want to honor the vulnerability that comes from sharing your stories, because both like sharing that as well as asking for help is a really vulnerable thing. And so asking for help is really hard, and we're grateful that you trust us with your asks. Truly, it's really incredible. So I know everyone's been waiting to hear who will be participating on scholarship to the Spring 2020 MSP program. Before I announce, I just want to let you know we are going to be emailing all the top applicants right after here with an amazing prize. So if you don't hear your name, please just wait and check your inbox over the next 48 hours. If at any time you need support through this process, please reach out to Kelly, so info@bebomia.com. This session will also be providing a few runner-up scholarships for the next top scoring applicants. And this will provide 70% off scholarships for a few more amazing folks. Okay, so I know everyone wants to hear the winners, so let's get to it. So as I said, we have Dr. Saida Pepra and Linda Jones calling in from California, also on their quarantine. And they are 2 of the heads of Black Women Birthing Justice. So tell us a little bit about BWBJ.
Okay, we're really happy to be here. We're happy to be one of your sponsors for the scholarship. My name is Linda Jones. I'm a longtime birth and postpartum doula here in the Bay Area in California. I've been doing this work for 30 years or so. And I'm one of the co-founders of Black Women Birthing Justice. And Black Women Birthing Justice is a collective of women that identify as Black or from the African diaspora. And we came together because we wanted to impact how Black women are treated and are able to get information around birth. And as everyone probably knows by now, we are impacted the most by maternal mortality, and we wanted to somehow address that. So we got together and did an action research project where we talked with 100 Black women here in California and learned their birth stories and what their experiences were during their birth, and put that together in a book called Battling Over Birth. And it has the stories that we heard from and recommendations for how everyone from their family to policymakers can impact what's going on in America right now.
Yeah, that was a theme throughout for all of our applicants who were Black and women of color, that they were like, enough, like just enough, either their own trauma or they lost their babies or they lost their sisters.
Yeah.
And so I would say most of our applicants and our winners are Black and brown folks who are wanting to make a difference in the US.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah. Saida, did you want to tell us about the criteria that you all decided for your recipient?
Well, so one of the things that we do with Black Women Birth and Justice is like share the stories that we received from the Battling Over Birth report, and just the ones that we experience in communication via social media and in our own communities with conferences and with, various, sort of like large audiences of birth workers coming together. And we've been noticing as we've been traveling together, Linda and I and some of the other women, that there's always, a number of, Black folks in the audience that are like, how do we get connected? And we're by ourselves and we don't have access to any, resources. We don't have access to trainings. There's one doula in our small town. And, we've been thinking like, well, of all the people and all of us, I mean, people need training. Training costs money. It takes time. The access is difficult for a lot of people. But we've been really becoming more sensitive to those that are in these, sort of rural areas and small towns. And for either financial reasons and or like logistic reasons, they don't have access to training. And those folks also like are the ones that are like the one person that could serve so many women in their community. And so we wanted to highlight that as sort of like, the main, one of the main criteria for it is a lack of access to birth worker and doula training.
Yeah. So you had your list of applicants for the Black Women Birthing Justice Award. Tell us a little bit about your winner or some highlights, and then we get to announce who got it.
You can tell, and I'll announce.
Okay, I'll tell them about, and then you announce. So there were so many, just reading the stories was really like a blessing. And I'll say for everybody who applied, I could feel like the passion that people had for the work. There was a lot of dedication and commitment and plan to do the work. And there were a number of people that actually were already doing the work without training, and not like in a shady way, like just like, I'm here for my community. I'm here for my sisters. I've been here for my family. I've had 4 or 5, how many kids? And that was really powerful. Like, this is, the one thing for the next thing and the next thing, and don't let not winning the scholarship, deter you from, really seeking out training, because it's possible. And a lot of us, we were really inspired as we were reading the stories. Some of the highlights of the person that we chose were that they were definitely already active in their lives and in their community doing the work as a birth worker and a woman helper and a family friend and a support person, even, for people, not just birthing people, but people who need that level of care. And I think a lot of us who are doulas find ourselves doulaing lots of different scenarios. So doulaing during death, doulaing maybe during abortion time, doulaing, with people going through a hard time. And we could hear that in the stories that this person offered about the way that they've served in their lives and their community. And there was definitely a small community situation happening where there was not we were like on the map trying to figure out where some of these folks were. And we were like, where could that be? And so there was a lot of access issue for where folks were. And also in proximity to a lot of people of color who could use the services, who also don't have access to doulas. And so there was a bit of a combination between that. And Linda, you could announce her.
Who gets to win it, Linda?
Black Women Birthing Justice is so proud to award the scholarship this year for 2020 to Miss Velvet Fuller.
Ah! This don't you feel like Oprah? Like I'm that, like you get a car and you get a car.
Yeah, look on your chair.
Velvet Fuller, we're so excited for you. We really feel like you're already in the work and you're already a part of the sisterhood, and definitely feel free to reach out to us as Black Women Birthing Justice. We'd love to be connected.
Amazing. And you all came up with a short list, so we actually have surprises for everybody you put on your list. So check your email, everybody who applied, as I mentioned. Thank you so much for joining us live during this off-kilter COVID time, and I hope health to you and your community and all the people that you care about globally. Thank you for joining us live. Nobody else go anywhere because we have 8 more scholarships to announce. So thank you, Linda and Saida. It was so good to see you both.
Congratulations, Velvet, and to all the other winners. Thank you for having us on.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. The next award we have up is one of our other sponsors, and it's Olivia Scobie. Sorry, everybody, I have terrible allergies. Here we go. Oh my goodness, my head is so big now that they left. just my face. So this award recognizes an applicant whose personal goals, business practices, or project is centered around perinatal mental health and the impact of mood disorders in the postpartum period, which is a huge topic here at Bebo Mia. This is something we feel very passionate about. I don't know how to make this not so close up. It's like a lot of face. All right, here we go. So they will recognize the need for offering support services and business practices that meet mental health needs of families during pregnancy, birth, and the postpartum period. We also have a really fun bonus for the winner of this one. So this spring 2020 recipient is a school counselor living in Memphis, Tennessee. Her main goal is to increase the amount of Black women caring for their mental health and utilize her skills to provide mental health support to families in the postpartum period. She's also aiming to support and advocate for Black women who are unheard and dying disproportionately compared to any other group, which is something that we were just talking about with Linda and Saida. Again, this was a common theme through everything, which is beyond heartbreaking, and feels really hopeful that so many people want to make changes in this group. One of her largest barriers was recognizing her purpose and worth, and now that she has found hers, she wants to take this journey to assist the voiceless in finding their voice. So we want to say congratulations to Kadia Montgomery for being the recipient of the Spring 2020 Olivia Scobie Perinatal Mental Health Award. Kadia, you will also be receiving a signed copy of Olivia Scobie's book, which comes out this fall, called Impossible Parenting: Creating a New Culture of Mental Health for Parents. And we are beyond thrilled about the book coming out, and we're so excited that you also get a copy. So congratulations. Look out in your email. We'll have instructions for what's next for you. Next up, we have the Changemaker Award. And this award recognizes an applicant whose project, idea, or business plan reflects ingenuity and inventive solutions and creativity that sets them apart from their peers. The recipient will be an out-of-the-box thinker whose ideas challenge the status quo and aim to change birth outcomes through new and different ideas. Oh my goodness, we love this application so much. This recipient of the session's Changemaker Scholarship lives in the Philippines, and she is a mom of 3 and is passionate about improving the way Filipino women experience and view birth. She's sensing that birth culture within her community is being shadowed by fear and death, something that we're well versed in North America here. And her goal is to break down those social silos and negative culture around birth, providing education through coaching groups and workshops. Additionally, she has a long-term business objective to challenge the social norms and negative perceptions around young rape victims and abused pregnant women. So her commitment to challenging the status quo within her community and to empower women and create a positive birth culture really embodies the spirit of this award. And we're happy to offer this session's Changemaker Award to Maria Grace. And we are so honored to have you in the program. Again, check your email. We'll be sending something out this afternoon. Welcome, welcome. Next up, we have the Birth Justice Award. So the Birth Justice Award recognizes an applicant whose project or idea or business plan works to dismantle structured inequality and challenge the lack of consent and violence that is commonplace in reproductive health and in obstetrics. The Birth Justice Award recipient understands that the experience of violence and trauma greatly influences early family life and parenting experiences. This recipient will be seeking to create change by advocating for choice, informed consent, and improving the outcomes for individuals and communities with whom they engage. So when we look for candidates for our Birth Justice Award, we're looking for people like the next winner. Her mission to work within the local Indigenous communities in Saskatchewan here in Canada to reduce the alarming intervention rates that birthers are facing. So the issues that a lot of the US are having for their Black folks, we're having the same thing for our Indigenous communities. She feels that these women should not have to birth under stigma and assumptions that medical staff put on them, and wants to provide access through traditional birthing practices and medicines that their ancestors may have used. She describes wanting to welcome new spirits to this earth by providing birthers with the calmness and warmth that is felt within a teepee. Her hope is by providing this care, children will benefit from birth free of trauma, and women will be able to enjoy their birth instead of looking back in pain and panic. We could not be more on board with her goals. This is something we too feel really passionate about at Bebo Mia, and we're so excited to congratulate the winner of our Birth Justice Award, Trina Lathan. So welcome to the program. We're so excited to have you. Your application was just magic. And we need some more Canadian voices in here. So thank you so much. Next up, we have the Philanthropy Award. And this award recognizes an applicant whose project, personal goals, or business plan includes a component of paying it forward. The recipient will demonstrate a spirit of altruism and exhibit a dedication to generosity, and will have a solid plan of how they will use their doula training to give back to their local community or to underserved populations. The winner of the Philanthropy Award understands the value of offering a helping hand within their community. This candidate's opening statement of her application read, "I want to help people and be a catalyst for change in the world." It was meant to be. Residing in West Palm Beach, she is very clear in her goal to empower and educate parents to help create amazing futures for their children. To reach this goal, she would like to start a nonprofit that provides outreach programs and classes within her community that include things like infant massage, support groups for parents, as well as pro bono doula care. She's also very passionate about providing care for single parents, foster children, and adoptive parents, and hopes to enrich their birthing/parenting experience with the presence and care of a doula. So we are so thrilled to announce our winner of the Philanthropy Award, Brianna Johnson. So welcome to the program, Brianna. Look out in your email. We have something coming for you. Next up, we have the BIPOC Doula Journey Award. BIPOC Doula Journey Bursary. This recognizes a BIPOC applicant who demonstrates an aptitude for birth work, client care, and a genuine desire to start and grow their doula business. So the Spring 2020 recipient is a single mom living in Houston, Texas. She's also a U.S. Army vet. This recipient was drawn to doula work after her own horrible birth experience, and this brought the staggering maternal mortality rate for Black women into her attention. Again, common theme here. Now she doesn't want to just contribute to change, but she wants to be the change for these women. Part of her business plan is to create an outreach program for Black women that provide holistic-based support and volunteer care when needed. She is passionate about women's rights and birth justice and plans to participate in public speaking, affect law-based change to women's rights surrounding pro-choice, and free access to menstrual products and birth control, to name a few things. This recipient believes in supporting women's right to choose and how she manages her body and the right to safe support to bring life, and we are confident she will do just that. Congratulations to Diana Turner for being the recipient of the Spring 2020 BIPOC Doula Journey Bursary. And we also have a runner-up for this category this year. So this applicant hails from Texas and is a parent of one. She is pursuing her nursing degree as well as her doula training so that she can educate and support youth in her community around consent, body autonomy, and safe sex practices. She also wants to start a scholarship to fund supporting birth workers through their education and training. We are honored to have Jade Smith as our runner-up for the BIPOC Doula Journey Bursary. So congratulations to both Jade and Deanna for winning our BIPOC Doula Journey Bursary. Next up, we have Queers for Queer Care, which is one close to my heart. The Queers for Queer Care Award recognizes a person who self-identifies as being part of the 2S LGBTQIA+ community and who also plans to serve the queer clients. This recipient's business plan will use their intimate understanding of the challenges that queer individuals face to help them navigate the healthcare systems that are commonly cisgendered and heteronormative. Preach. To ensure that clients are treated with dignity and respect through their journey of reproductive health, birth, and parenting. So our Spring 2020 recipient resides in New York and wants to focus her work on as a doula in supporting the queer community and diverse families. She would like to provide services and education as well as introduce her community to the benefits of having a doula. She knows firsthand what it's like to be without support, especially through a coming out journey, and she would like to be there to care for other folks during times when more support and care is needed. We felt deeply impacted by this person's application, and we are elated to be congratulating Devin Biggs Vanderhorst for receiving the Queers for Queer Care Scholarship. Congratulations, Devin. We are so happy to have you in the program. We love, you've been hanging out in our community for a while, and we are really excited to have you jumping in both feet. Next up, we have the Intersectional or Bust Award, and this award recognizes an applicant whose project, idea, or business plan works to dismantle the impact of structural oppression and reproductive health in their community. This recipient will position their unique understanding of the interconnected nature of race, gender, sexual orientation, ability, and class to create opportunities that directly challenge these oppressive forces. By working directly with people whose lives are impacted by these destructive forces, the recipient's contributions will increase access to opportunities for individual empowerment and make steps towards a sense of equality and justice for BIPOC and or 2S LGBTQIA+ individuals within their healthcare system. So this recipient is also Canadian. She is a mom of 7 and resides in London, Ontario. And she wants to create a difference for Indigenous children by specializing in decolonizing pregnancy, birth, and motherhood for Indigenous women. She wants to revitalize traditional birthing practices and make sure that women feel valued, honored, respected, and empowered during their birth process. She is a huge advocate for birth education and wants to work closely within the health centers in First Nations communities to make sure this is available to families. She feels that change will not happen unless there is proper education about the choices and resources available. Her dream vision includes wanting to secure funding to train and certify more Indigenous women as doulas so that a support system and a complete network of services is created for new moms. The Spring 2020 recipient of the Intersectional or Bust is Brittany Elm. Congratulations, Brittany. We cannot wait to see how you're changing the face of education and birth in your community. And we also have a runner-up here because we struggled with this one. This recipient is from Olympia, so West Coast, and wants to provide queer folks in her community. She wants to support the removal of barriers that prevent low-income folks from receiving good care. So we are very excited to have Kate Ubermuth as the runner-up for the Intersectional or Bust Award. Congratulations. Finally, we have the Babel Mia Be Brave Award. This one, actually, when the committee was meeting, we said, all right, gloves off, here we go, because we all get very passionate about this award. The Babel Mia Be Brave Award recognizes an applicant whose lived experience has afforded them a deeper understanding of their worth and potential. The recipient will demonstrate this connection through their resilience of spirit, positive attitude, and willingness to meet challenges head on. Their business plan and personal goals reflect the spirit of Babel Mia's mission to connect women, please check out our definition, to their intrinsic value and power through excellent evidence-based doula care, prenatal and or childbirth education. Okay, so the winner of the next award, when we all said, all right, throw in your favorite, unanimously this person came up, well, the next two. And this application grabbed the whole committee's attention. The recipient of this award is a single parent to 3 living in Huntington Beach, California. Her passion lies within postpartum support and mental health. She would like to create a nonprofit to provide access and education surrounding birth and volunteer at the Girls Club in her hometown, providing birth education to teens. This recipient's lived experiences has proven her to be resilient and so strong. Her positive attitude shines through always. When asked why she wanted to be a doula, she said her passion is serving, building, and empowering, and that's exactly what being a doula means to her. She shares in Babel Mia's vision and values, and wholeheartedly we believe she will be an incredible support to families in California. Congratulations to Akecha Wilkerson. We are so excited to have you in the program. But wait, we aren't done. We had so many amazing applicants, as I said, for the Be Brave. We couldn't just choose one, so we actually have co-winners. So our second recipient for the Spring 2020 Be Brave Award is a mom of 4 that believes love is key. She wants to focus her support on low-income, women of color, and teen moms. Her business plan focuses on wanting to help educate and empower her community and make sure the next generation knows they are not alone and to give them a chance to experience birth in a positive light. The healthcare system has tried to silence her through constant acts of structural oppression, and yet she persevered. With her positive attitude shining through, she let us know her goal for all these young birthers is to one day be able to tell their babies they had choice. Oh, it's so moving. I'm all covered in goosebumps. She'll now get a chance to meet that goal. So our second Be Brave Award goes to Ariana Anis Lazo. Congratulations. We just adored your application. It was so powerful. Okay, we got stumped again. So we have a runner-up for this category as well. This recipient is from Alabama and wants to make, quote, the foundation of my business one that is grounded in bringing awareness to the need and acknowledgement for providing a diverse community to aid in supporting dependable client doula relationships. She wants to provide care for Black and Latinx folks in her community, and her application was also so incredible. We are so excited to see what you will do, Erin Vinson. So congratulations to all 3 of you for being the co-winners and the runner-up for the Babel Mia Be Brave Award. This is we just love this time of year because we're also getting really close to our doula training starting, which is next week. So our Maternal Support Practitioner training. If you'd like to find out more about, we have a free workshop tonight. So you can check out our Facebook page and sign up there if you would like to know more about our program. You can also find out more about our scholarships. So if you go to babelmia.com/giving back or to babelmia.com/doula training. We hope everybody stays safe and well during our COVID crisis and that you are at home and taken care of, and your loved ones are also feeling great. Thank you so much for everybody who submitted their applications. Thank you to everybody who volunteered their time to read them. Thank you to our committee. And thank you to our community for always being so supportive, and you allow us to do what we want to do, and to everybody who wants to see change in their communities. Congratulations to our winner, and we will see you all in class next week. Bye, everyone.